Okay, so let's begin. Page 35 in your textbook. We are going to be looking at page 35 in your textbook today. So this chapter, we started off, okay, by talking about the idea of limit. Okay, so yesterday kita punya kerja adalah teknik-teknik untuk mencari limit. Okay, so how do we find, what is the kaitan antara limit dengan this chapter which is called differentiation. Differentiation dalam bahasa Melayu dipanggil sebagai pembezaan. Okay, tetapi ini adalah pembezaan kan yang betul-betul spesifik mathematics lah. Bukan beza antara lelaki dan perempuan. Not that kind of pembezaan. Okay, ini adalah pembezaan matematik. It's a differentiation. So what is differentiation actually lah? Okay, differentiation is the process of finding the equation of a gradient from an equation of a curve. Okay, I want you to get this clear first. Apa itu differentiation sebenarnya? Okay, differentiation is kamu mau cari persamaan yang boleh mewakili the gradient. Okay, daripada satu persamaan curve. So for example let's say your equation of the curve is y equals to 3x squared. Okay, so this one is an equation of a curve. Bila saya plot dia punya graph kan, saya akan dapat 3x squared like this. Okay, it will look something like this. Now, on a curve, okay, at different points, dia punya gradient bahkan akan bernilai berlain-lainan. Sebab dia bukan garis lurus. Garis lurus only has one gradient. Yang kita kira macam mana? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 bahkan. That's how we count gradient. Okay, if it is a straight line. But now the problem is, we are talking about curve. Okay, we're not talking about straight line. So every point on the curve, okay, dia punya gradient kan adalah berlainan. You see this? Dia punya gradient akan bernilai berlainan. Depending on where the curve is lah. Kan? Sebab dia bukan straight line. Okay, so there has to be an equation, mesti ada satu persamaan yang boleh membantu kita untuk mencari gradient itu pada titik-titik yang berlainan. I repeat, there has to be an equation, satu formula, satu equation yang boleh membantu kita untuk mencari that gradient at any point. Mana-mana point on the curve, we can find that gradient. But we need an equation to help us to find. And that is what differentiation is all about. We want to use the original equation of the curve, okay, and we want to change it, okay, or we want to do some magic to it, okay, we want to do some magic to it so that we can turn this into the equation of the gradient, which is this. Okay, so this is something new that I want to introduce to you. The equation of the gradient, persamaan kecerunan. Saya ulang balik, persamaan kecerunan diwakili with this special saying which is called dy dx. Notice that I am not saying dy per dx. Ini salah. Okay, haram dari sisi undang-undang matematik. Kita sebut sebagai dy dx atau juga dikenali sebagai the equation of the gradient. Okay, so this is the introduction to differentiation. What is differentiation? Saya mau cari the equation of the gradient from the equation of the curve. So I want to do some mumbo jumbo magic over to this persamaan. Saya ubah, okay, and do whatever sleight of hand. Okay, ini Fandes yang tahu ni kan, Fandes. Okay, so you want to do a little bit of sleight of hand and then tada, okay, I come up with the equation of the gradient. So that is the process that we're talking about. We want to change this y equals to 3x squared to become dy dx. Okay, because dy dx maksudnya adalah the equation of the gradient. Okay, set this in your mind as we talk in this entire chapter. This entire chapter is going to be about equation of gradient, equation of gradient, equation of gradient. Saya akan cakap sampai kamu meluat sudah ini perkataan equation of gradient, because that's exactly what this chapter is about. Okay, so the question is, how do I change the equation of the curve, contohnya macam ni, to become dy dx equals to entah apalah. Okay, what is the process? Okay, apa dia punya proses? Okay, how do we do it? Okay, how do we do it? Banyak kali cakap benda yang sama. Okay, how do we do it? Okay, so there are two ways that we have to do it. And today we have to learn it the hard way first. Okay, sorry, nothing comes easy. We have to learn things the hard way. Okay, so this is how you would do it. Dy dx, okay, if you look at page 35, equals to the limit of del y over del x when del x approaches 0. Okay, I just want you to hold on to this for a while. Okay, I want you to hold on to this for a while, okay, before I continue. So this thing, this particular line here, okay, is known as the first principle. Okay, and that's why we have to do this first. We have to learn how to differentiate. Kita mesti tahu macam mana mau melakukan pembezaan, okay, using the first principle. And that's why we studied limit yesterday. Okay, so listen to this carefully. How do we find the equation of gradient? We have to find the limit of del y del x when del x approaches 0. Okay, so some of you are probably asking right now, and if I can see you, I'm probably thinking that a lot of you are scratching your head. Apa ini symbol ini? Okay, what is this symbol? Okay, so this is del y. Okay, so it's a good thing that I have my pen here. I show you how to write del. Del y. Okay, so del basically means a small change. Okay, there is a very long mathematical history lah. Ada memang sejarah matematik yang sangat panjang. Saya tidak mahu masuk ke dalamnya. Okay, I'm just going to give you what you need to know. Actually, if you want to know more kan, kamu boleh baca ni. Page 34, 35, 36. It's a very long this one lah. Okay, but it's a very hot Tuesday afternoon and I kind of don't want to bore you with the history sebelum kita masuk ke dalam cara sebenar. Okay? So, how do we find how do we find the dy dx? Okay, so we start with the equation. Okay, y equals to 3x squared. Follow me very closely. Follow me very closely. So, kalau saya ubah y menjadi del y, del y equals to, this is the basic formula. Okay, f x plus del x minus fx. Okay, so this one is something that we have to hold on to first lah. Okay, perubahan del y adalah fx plus del x minus fx. Okay, this is fx lah. Ini adalah fx. So, if you remember our chapter on functions, fx is 3x squared. So ini senang. Okay, fx are 3x squared. But since now our object is x plus del x, this will be 3x plus del x squared minus 3x squared. Okay, ini function. Remember the chapter function last year, whoever your advanced teacher was it that taught you? If the object changed, the this one must change. Okay, everything must change, follow the this one. Can Are you guys okay? We like, macam mana itu boleh jadi 3x plus del x squared? If you don't understand, you better tell now or forever hold your peace.
So can you repeat one more time kah?
Let's start again. So apa itu differentiation? Differentiation is kamu mau mencari satu persamaan. You want to find a new equation. Okay, and that new equation is called the equation of the gradient. Persamaan keturunan. Dan kita hanya boleh dapat persamaan keturunan itu daripada mengubah persamaan asal, which is this. This is the persamaan asal. So saya mau ubah itu supaya dia menjadi satu persamaan keturunan. So that saya boleh kira dia punya keturunan pada lain-lain tempat on the curve. Okay, and persamaan keturunan itu dikenali sebagai dy dx. Okay, perhatikan saya cakap sebagai dy dx, bukan dy per dx. Siapa cakap begitu kan patut ditampar. Okay, dy dx, bukan dy per dx. Tak boleh. Okay, so soalannya adalah macam mana saya mau cari dy dx? Apa proses yang saya kena lakukan? What is the process I have to go through? Okay, so the process is called the first principle. Okay, the first principle menyatakan bahawa dy dx adalah limit bagi del y, del x apabila del x menghampiri kosong. Tapi macam mana saya mau cari del y? Okay, so inilah caranya. This is the, you can say this is the formula lah if you want. Del y is fx plus del x minus fx. Okay, so I'm going to rub this off because saya mau guna warna lah. Okay, I find that using colours dia adalah lebih distressing for me. Okay, so I'm going to write it as fx lah. Saya tidak mau tulis sebagai y. Fx okay equals to 3x squared. Okay, notice this is from function. Okay, last year chapter 1 apa-apa yang di dalam objek ini mesti ditulis balik di sini. Kalau benda dalam kurungan berubah, di dalam x yang sebelah lagi itu mesti berubah bersama-sama. Okay, so we write it down. Kalau fx adalah ini, kalau saya ubah saya punya x menjadi x plus del x begini, kan? Green will go in the green place. So if I change the green to pink, di sebelah kanan ini, di sebelah kanan itu kan, the green will also change to pink. Tetapi yang hitam kekal. The 3 and the squared akan kekal. Yang akan berubah adalah x plus del x. Begini. Okay? So,
Okay, sir.
okay. Oh, sorry, saya terkejut sekejap.
Boleh.
Okay.
So
okay.
this
Sir.
happens when
Okay.
you add del x, right?
This happens when I add del x.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. According to the first principle, okay? According to the first principle, del y is fx plus del x minus fx. Okay? Minus fx. So kita ambil lah. We take this and we minus with this. So we get we get 3x plus del x squared, okay, minus 3x squared. Okay with me so far? Can? Alright. So now our big problem is inilah kan? Okay. Jangan kencang, this is nothing new. Okay. X plus del x, the whole thing squared. Okay, adalah sama dengan x plus del x darab dengan x plus del x. Hari ini kan saya punya mulut akan berbuih ni. X banyak. Okay, tapi dia akan, okay, so x times x, x squared. Okay, x times del x will be x del x. Yeah, you cannot, del x dia tidak boleh dipisahkan. Okay, dia memang satu benda itu. Okay, so x del x. Okay, plus del x times x will also be x del x. And then lastly, you will get del x, the whole thing, squared. Okay, del x times del x, the whole thing will be del x squared. Okay, so ini akan memberi saya x squared plus 2x del x plus del x squared. Okay, so ini saya masukkan ke dalam sini. 3 times x squared plus 2x del x plus del x squared. Okay, then minus 3x squared. Okay, di belakang saya masih kekal lah. Okay, now as I said before, if your algebra is actually quite okay, kamu tahu macam mana mau buat kembangan, this one actually is really no biggie lah. Okay, the del x saja bah, bawa sekali lah, nothing one. Okay, it's just letters. Okay, dia hanya huruf saja. Okay, kalau saya tukar del x dengan huruf b, it will be the same thing. Okay, but I want you to get used to this word del lah. Okay, del for nasib baik ada orang di sini yang namanya del, ada des sudah kan, des. Okay, so sampai di sini apa yang kita buat, kita permudahkan. Okay, so I multiply 3 inside everything. Okay, and this is what I will get now. I will get del y equals to 3x squared plus 6x del x sebab 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, and then after that plus 3 del x the whole thing squared minus 3x squared. Okay, minus 3x squared di belakang. So, ini sama ini dia akan hapus, which is the good news that we want. We want to get rid of the x squared. Okay, so apa yang akan terjadi? Del y equals to 6x del x plus 3 del x squared. Okay, the whole thing squared lah. Now, kalau saya faktorkan del x keluar, sebab dua-dua ada del x bahkan. So, I will get del x, okay, kurungan, ini tinggal apa? 6x. And then di sini saya akan dapat 3 del x. Begini. Then, I can finally bring my del x across. Dan saya akan dapat del y over del x. Okay, equals to 6x plus 3 del x. And this is the equation that we want. Because after this, you have to find the limit. Okay, so dy dx is equals to the limit of del y over del x apabila del x menghampiri 0. And what is del y over del x? 6x plus 3 del x. So, limit of del x approaching 0 of 6x plus 3 del x. Okay, now in this case, we can use direct substitution sebab dia tiada bahagi dengan kosong. Kan? We can directly substitute del x with 0. So what will we get? We will get 6x plus 3 times 0, which will be 6x. So, the equation of the gradient, okay, is 6x. That means apa-apa nilai x yang saya ganti masuk di dalam, saya boleh dapat itu nilai gradient. Kalau x adalah 1, the gradient is 6. Kalau x adalah 2, the gradient is 12. Kalau x adalah 3, the gradient is 6 times 3, 18. Okay, so I'm not sure how far we are going along with this. I don't know where. I don't know if I have lost you somewhere lah. Okay, but I know this is not easy. Okay, because saya banyak cakap, because the del x yang bikin keliru semua orang. Okay, kamu ambil je the del x as one person and bring it all the way. Okay, jangan takut sama dia. Nothing man, tiada apa-apa itu. Okay, cuma the process of the first principle is to find this thing. Okay, and then apa-apa yang di sini kita cuba cari dia punya limit apabila del x menghampiri sifar. I'm going to ask you to try to do this. So let's say y equals to 5x minus 8. Okay, let's do this. Kalau y, then kita boleh tukar lah menjadi fx. Fx equals to 5x minus 8. Okay, take a look at the steps before. The first step is we identify what is the x plus del x. Okay, that's the first step. Okay, we kasih masuk lah. Kalau x adalah begitu, what is f? X plus del x. Okay, so over here, since this is x and only over here is the x, so saya akan dapat 5 x plus del x minus 8. Ini daripada bab 1 function. Okay, in form 4. I don't know how many of you still remember this chapter functions lah. Okay, but that's why we learn functions in form 4. Okay, let's simplify this, everyone. 5x plus 5 del x minus 8. Okay? Okay, so the third step is, lepas kita kita masukkan ke dalam persamaan. Okay, sorry, this one everybody has to know this. Okay, del y is yang ada del x tolak dengan fx. So, del y equals to fx plus del x minus fx. Fx plus del x is this. So 5x plus 5 del x minus 8. Okay? Minus 5x minus 8. So minus 5x minus 8 kurungan. Bila saya kembangkan ini, saya akan dapat 5x plus 5 del x minus 8 minus 5x plus 8. 5x minus 5x will be hapus, 0. Minus 8 plus 8 will be 0. Okay, so del y equals to 5 del x. Tinggal itu saja. Okay, tapi saya tidak mau del y lah, saya mau del y over del x. So, del y over del x equals to 5. So, what is dy dx? Dy dx, okay, tengok di sini. Dy dx is, dy dx is the limit of del y del x when del x approaches 0. So, dy dx is the limit of del y over del x when del x approaches 0. Ganti del y del x, which is just 5, is just a number, okay? Limit of del x approaching 0. Now, if there is no del x over here, then there's nothing to ganti, right? If there is nothing to ganti, the limit is the number itself. Okay, so the answer is 5. Itu je. Okay, so the gradient is always 5 for this particular one. Okay, the gradient is always a fixed number. So sometimes kamu boleh dapat jawapan macam ni, yang ada x di dalam, tapi sometimes kamu boleh dapat jawapan hanya nombor sahaja. But we still hold on to the same principle, which is del x must approach 0. Okay, then we substitute del x with 0 kalau ada. Okay, kalau ada del x. Like in this case, there is no del x. So if there's nothing to substitute, just take the number loh. Okay, 0. But if there is something to substitute, macam ni. Okay, if ada something untuk substitute seperti ini, then we have to make the del x 0. Okay, then yang selebihnya itulah kamu punya dy dx. Okay? Oh no, saya cakap macam dia sangat senang kan. I know how difficult this is. Okay, but I still need you to try this. Okay? Yes.
Jadi yang 5 tadi tu jawapan dia menunjukkan gradient untuk the curve kah?
Correct. Maksudnya, for this equation kan, dia punya gradient adalah sentiasa 5. Okay. Do you notice that actually y equals to 5x minus 8 bahkan? This is the gradient actually. This straight line bah sebenarnya. 5x minus 8 is actually a straight line. And the gradient is 5. And we have proven that the gradient is 5 by using the first principle. Which is a very long process lah, saya tahu. Proses untuk mencari, sebenarnya kamu tengok persamaan itu pun kau tahu sudah dia punya gradient pun. Kan, tak payahlah kau gunakan first principle. But the idea is this lah, I want you to practice using the first principle. Okay, because especially kalau dia adalah curve. Okay, kalau ada kuasa 2, kuasa 3, kuasa negatif 1, all this we need. Okay, we need to know what is the curve. Okay, for straight line usually it's pretty simple lah. Okay, thanks for the question. Ada lagi soalan lain? Anybody else want to ask any questions before I give you
Sir,
one or two examples dulu? Yes.
the gradient for the curve is 5.
For this equation, yes. For this equation, the gradient is 5. Actually, it's not a curve lah. 5x minus 8 is actually a straight line. Okay, the graph of y equals to 5x minus 8 kan is actually like this. Okay, di mana dia punya gradient adalah sama dengan 5. But whether it is a straight line or a curve, we can use the first principle to determine the gradient. Just kebetulan in this particular question, the equation actually is a straight line. So you don't really have to use the first principle to find the gradient lah. Okay, kalau kamu tahu y equals to mx plus c kan, you know immediately that this is 5. The gradient is 5. But not all equations are that situation, you see. Some equations, they are the x squared, are the x cubed. So that's why we have to know the first principle. Blur dia.
Kan
Okay,
fx
so-
apa? X tambah del x.
Okay, because we want to find del y. And this is the equation to find del y. The equation to find del y is fx plus del x minus fx. That's kind of a standard equation lah. And the reason why we want to find del y is because we want to ubah supaya saya dapat del y over del x. Ini yang saya mau sebenarnya. That's my end game lah. So in order for me to get del y over del x, I need to find del y. In order for me to find del y, I need to use this equation. In order for me to use this equation, I have to find this. And how do I find this? By referring to this.
Oh, okay sir. Faham sudah.
Okay? Well, saya harap sangat yang kamu faham lah. But okay, but I think when you do, which is what I'm going to do now, I want you to try. Okay, just try. Okay, you just try, and then we will see what happens. Y equals to okay, 5 lah. I'm not going to be so cruel. 5x squared. Okay, let's do this first. Y equals to 5x squared. Okay, of course you change this to fx lah. Fx equals to 5x squared. Okay, I'm going to give you about 10 minutes okay, to try to do this. You can refer to the example in page 35. Okay, the example in page 35, it's about the same thing lah. Okay, to see if you can answer this. I will see you in about 10 minutes. If you already have the answer, you can type it out in the chat. Okay, and then I will check. Otherwise, give it a go for 10 minutes. Okay, remember the steps.
Sir, how do I get rid of bracket delta x bracket square? You're muted, sir.
You don't get rid of it actually, you factorize it out. Okay, Yong says it's 10x. Take a look at this. You factorize it out. Since both your this one will have del x kan, you take out the del x so that you can divide it on the other side. You understand? Treat the del x as one thing. Sorry, yes?
But then it's square. So
Yeah,
if I divide
square.
it, there would still be one more.
There will be left one lah. Yeah, there will be left one more. Which is fine, totally fine, because okay, Kiki also got 10x. So because you want to finally substitute the del x on the right side with 0 so that you can find the limit.
Oh, okay.
No worry, just bring it on the other side. Asalkan kamu ada del y over del x. Okay? Alright, so I see some people have already answered. So let's get, you know what? Kiki, why don't you walk us through the steps? Betul lah, jawapan kamu betul. Okay, 10x is the answer. But Kiki, can you tell us what the steps are?
Okay, first tukar pergian itu fx dulu.
Okay.
Okay, and then ano explain. Okay, lepas saya tukar pergi so boleh tukar ke x to x plus del x and then 5 x plus del x square.
Okay, very good. And then
Kasih kembang.
kasih kembang. Okay, 5.
So 5 dalam bracket x square plus 2 del x del astagfirullahaladzim.
2x del x lah.
Yes. Sorry sir.
It's okay, it's okay.
And dalam bracket del x square.
Okay.
Lepas tu minus 5x square.
Oh, okay, itu del y. Okay, sorry ya.
Oh sorry,
So,
saya kasih
yeah. Okay. 2x del x plus del x squared. Sorry, my del. Okay, minus 5x squared. Is that what you want? Yeah. Okay.
yes.
And then after that?
Then kasih kembang lagi.
Okay.
So 5x
Tell me what to write.
square
Hmm.
plus 10x del x
Okay.
plus 5 in bracket del x square
Very good.
minus 5x square.
Okay. Good. And then?
And then del x is equal to 10x del x plus 5
10x del x plus,
plus 5 del x square.
okay, 5 del x squared. Sebab 5x squared dan 5x squared dia akan saling menghilang. Okay, very good. Continue.
And kasih factorize, kasih keluar del x.
Okay, so del x tinggal.
10x plus 5 del x.
Okay. And then?
And kasih pindah del x pergi sebelah.
Okay.
So 10x plus 5 del x.
Okay.
And then kasih include lim del x equal
Okay.
to 0 tu. Kasih masuk and then kita akan dapat 10x. Siap.
Aduh, lajunya dia bercakap. Okay, so when I substitute the 0 in, I will get 10x plus 5 times 0, which is 10x. Okay, siap. Okay, good. Very, very good. Okay. Now, let's try one more. Should I be very mean? Yeah, I think I should be very mean. Let's just try lah. We just try only lah. Okay. Okay. And this is the last example of the day. Okay. If we can get this, then I'm quite confident. Yeah, this one will be this one. Will be very good. Okay. Try this and see. As always lah, fx equals to x plus 1 squared. Okay. Give this a try. Okay, let's give it a try. So, same thing. Okay, what we have always done is always the same. We introduce the x plus del x lah. Okay, so this will be, here will be x plus del x plus 1. Okay, I substitute this one. Well, of course, the whole thing squared. Okay, but this is a big problem. When we have x plus del x plus 1, then when you square the whole thing, it's a very big issue lah. Okay, because it's not that easy for us to do. So sometimes it helps if we kembangkan sedia dulu ini. Fx equals to x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, kita kembangkan sedia. Then it's easier for us to put in the del x. We don't have to think about this complicated, darab lah. So because of that, I will get fx plus del x equals to x plus del x squared, okay, plus 2x plus del x plus 1. Del y equals to fx plus del x minus fx. Okay, now this is going to be a very long one. Okay, so let's take it slow. Maybe what we can do is we can kembangkan this first lah, to make it easier for us. So this will be x squared plus 2x del x plus kurungan del x squared. Okay, plus 2x plus 2 del x plus 1. Very long. Okay, and there's literally nothing we can do to simplify it. So we bring it all in. Okay, x squared plus 2x del x plus del x squared plus 2x plus 2 del x plus 1 minus, then we put this in. Okay, x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, it's good to take note that if there's a minus sign, okay, in front of this one, make sure that you put the kurungan. Because when you open the kurungan, it will all become minus. Okay, so ini akan jadi x squared plus 2x del x plus, oh my gosh, del x squared plus 2x plus 2 del x plus 1 minus x squared minus 2x minus 1. So the good news about this is, banyak benda akan tercancel. Okay, take a look. So the x squared and minus x squared will be cancelled. So x squared tolak x squared will be 0. Okay, and then the 2x and the minus 2x will also be out, 0. Okay, so ching and then chong. Okay, and then plus 1 and then minus 1 also will be 0. So what are you left with? You are left with 2x del x plus del x squared plus 2 del x, okay, equals to del y. So the good news is we can still factorize out the del x. Kita masih lagi boleh kasih keluarkan del x. Tiga-tiga ada del x kan? So I will get del y equals to del x. Okay, kalau del x saya keluarkan, saya tinggal 2x. Plus, over here I will get del x lah. Okay, plus, over here I will only get 2. Okay, and the reason why we want to keluarkan del x is so that we can do del y over del x equals to 2x plus del x plus 2. Therefore, the limit, dy dx is the limit of 2x plus del x plus 2 when del x approaches 0. Now, when del x approaches 0, hanya ada satu tempat saja kamu boleh ganti del x, which is here. Kita tidak boleh ganti del x dalam x, tiada kaitan. Okay, kita hanya boleh ganti dalam del x. So, when del x is 0, what is left? 2x plus 0 plus 2, which will give us 2x plus 2. Okay? So, I see here that B0 funders, I think you are kind of almost there. Okay, but maybe somewhere along the way kan kamu punya pengiraan kamu tersilap lah. It's okay, we learn from this mistake. Okay?